Hello, this is Victor Santana with Stock Hunter video for April 2nd. How's everybody been doing? Hope everything's been going fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the markets here. And as you can see up on the chart that I have, this is a weekly chart here, each candle representing 1 week with 3 lines drawn in here. We got the 20-week moving average, 50 and 100, and then these special indicators that I've developed here, giving us entry signals here. So here we're looking at the total U.S. market here, and you can see all the way back from June down here, we've just been steadily going up here, and which is doing pretty good here. We are near the top up in this range here, so we're going to have to see if we can clear this area up in this part. Now, based on the indicators to get in here, this is kind of the setup here. Once it comes down in this green area, that's our setup, and then once we see the flashing green bar here, that is our entry signal here to get in on Monday. So based on this here, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put that bar here. But we got to keep in mind that we do still have that upper area that we have to be careful of to break out. Okay, so something to keep in mind. And as far as the exit point here, if we do get in on Monday here, we'll get in, say, about right here, exit down in here. We're looking at about 5% risk on this part. And let me just move this over here. If I get this here, there we go. Now we can see it. Okay, so let me just clear this out here. So we got about 5% risk from entering here to getting out here. Okay, now let's break this down and look into the individual indices here. We're going to start with the Dow, and here you can see with the Dow, we've been steadily going up as well, and we do have the alert here, the setup, and we did get the trigger signal here on this date, or on this week actually. So what we do then is just enter the markets on Monday right here, pretty much. Let me get rid of that. Got a new mouse here and trying to figure it, getting used to it here. Alright, and we put the exit here. So we're looking at about a 5% risk here, which is not too bad. So again, keep in mind that we are above, getting close to hitting the double top here, and that could be our major resistance there. Actually, it did touch it. So from my point of view, I would wait for the breakout if you're not in it yet, and see what happens. Okay, so let's now go further down. Let's go to the S&P 500. In here we're looking at, we also been going up, and we did get our setup here, and we got the trigger here on this week here. So got in on Monday and continuing up, and let's see what kind of risk we're looking at here. Approximately 4.7% risk here, which is not bad. Still very good. Like to have these trades under 5, no more than 10%, no double-digit losses here allowed. Okay, so we continue to go up here. We are getting ready to meet some major resistance right up in here, so let's keep an eye on that. Okay, and let's check how the NASDAQ is doing. And the NASDAQ here, we got our setup here, that setup, and we got the trigger signal here right on this week. And let's just take a quick look also to see what risk was there for us here, getting in on Monday, and down to here, 6.2% risk, not bad. Okay, so we'll continue to go up here. Also with this here, we are meeting some major resistance right up in here. Okay, so just beware. And then let's now look at the Russell 2000, the small caps. Now, these guys have been doing best of them all. As you can see, we got the setup here. Now we got the trigger here on this date. So if we follow this right up here, this is the week we get in. Okay, either Friday night before the market closes, or right in on Monday. And let's just assume we get in on Monday here. If I can get this little guy up, there we go. And so we're looking at a 6% risk from here to here. Okay, we did have that breakout here. Okay, which is good. That's a good sign here. So if you're just getting in, I would also recommend getting in at this area here also, based on the turtle trades. This is where we would enter here. Okay, and that would change our risk. If we get in on Monday here, we're going to assume it's going to be at the same price here. 2 down here. Normally you don't want to risk more than, give it some wiggle room, 8%. So basically just right down the same place down to here. Okay, so that's also good. So let's consider this going this on Monday. And then finally, let's look at the global. We're looking at the global. You can see it's also been running up here. We've had a pullback, and we got a setup here signal, and then we got our trigger signal right here. So let's put that in place, and there it is. And as far as any resistance, it's way up here. So we still got about another week's worth, so this might be okay to get in and go from there. As far as the risk that we could be looking at, if you would have got in right after, now this one's kind of a little higher further down, but it's still within our range, 6.7%. Okay, wonderful. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 other ones that look like is ready to go. We follow the indices and all these other international. So we're going to go with look at the Japan ETF here, and there it is. Let's pull this guy up, and there it is. Okay, you can tell with that incident that has happened with Japan, we got that crash all the way down here, recovered, pulled back. Now, we did get our trigger signal here when it had that crash, so we're not too sure if this is going to work in these kind of situations, but it's worth a try. And so we traded down below, didn't get our trigger signal here until finally we got here, our buy signal. So there we are this week here. So what I'm going to do is I would recommend putting a buy on Monday. As far as risk, let's see how far down we can go on our risk. See if we really played per the rules. We got a 10.7 down here, but let's just go ahead, make it around 5 right there. So 5% right at this area. Okay, that seems like a reasonable trade here. So we're going to go ahead now. As far as potential, as far as going up here, let's just assume our target will be right up below this gap, 3% here, 3 to 5, or all the way up to here, 10%. Okay, like to see it at 10, but we'll see. And or it might even just go up to here. Okay, so we can play it that way as well. As long as we're above the 100-day, or excuse me, 100-week, this is worth trying. Okay, we had several signals over here earlier. So, and then one last one that I want to give everybody is the financials. And let's pull that up here. And here's the financials. Financials kind of been lagging here, and as you can see, it's been going up since August, up in this range, pulled back. We're above the 100, which is good. We're bouncing off the 20, which is also a nice sign. So we got the setup here. Keep our watch get in the watch list, which took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 weeks. See, patience pays off. And here we are. We got our entry signal here. Let's get in on Monday with a risk of 3.6%. Now this is good. Okay, 3% risk, and we can go from there. Alrighty. So that's pretty much it for now. Until next time, have a great week. Oh, by the way, for more information, go to thestockhunters.com. Just follow my instructions there at the YouTube. Take care.